When I'm working with Adobe After Effects, there is a variety of different video effects I use when I'm working in the interface. So there's a couple that are kind of beginner style things that you just need to know while starting off, and a couple of them may actually save you if you mess up while filming. So for the first effect that I like to use, it is a transition. So it's in under video transitions, and go to dissolve, and it is this dip to black right here. So if you're trying to fade out or end your video on a good note, I always recommend dipping to black. So you'll have your shot right here, and it'll fade out like this, and it's done. Warp stabilizer. So if you're in a scene where you don't really find a tripod around, or you don't have a tripod with you, kind of like me right here, filming downtown, so I didn't have a tripod and I didn't use it in this shot, so you can kind of see the motion in there, unwanted motion that I have in there for that shot. So there is a way to fix this. It's not going to make it perfect as it would on a tripod, but it's pretty close. So go onto video effects, we're going to go under distort and click warp stabilizer. So you'll drag that onto your clip, and it's going to analyze and do all that stuff. But when it is analyzing, go to effect controls in this tab up here on the left, and under the stabilization you should have smooth motion selected, and for the method, position, scale, rotation. If you don't change that, it's going to end up looking a little wonky, and it may end up like putting even more unwanted movement in your video just in a totally different way. This has finished analyzing, so if you play it back, that motion kind of smooth out a little bit more so it's not as rough. You have ever are shooting outside, or you have something happen to where you have a shot that ends up looking super overexposed like this, there is a way to fix it. Go onto video effects, color correction, and there is a brightness and contrast selection. So drag this brightness and contrast selection onto your clip that's overexposed, and it's never going to make it perfect, but it'll make it hopefully a little bit more near perfect than when you shot. So you can mess with these brightness, and so if I go all the way down, it's a little messed up, but you can mess with these brightness and contrast controls and kind of mess around with those a little bit to try and get it to be as close to what it would have looked like. So this is not perfect, of course, but it is a little bit better compared to what we ended up with in the first place. So if I go ahead down and compare this, you see we've taken away a lot of that brightness, that basically blasted out background. And you can mess around with more of these color correction, different things, if you ever get too much of a certain color in one of your videos, like too much blue or too much yellow. There's stuff in there that can also take that out. The last video effect that I use is speeding and speeding up and speeding down. This is not in your effects tab, so you're gonna do right click the video or control click if you're on a Mac and click speed and duration. And for this, you're able to speed up and slow down different clips. So right now it's at 100 is the regular speed. So if you want to double that, go to 200, and you're going to replay this clip. And so as you can tell, that motion in there and the flames is sped up by a lot. So you can kind of see like this is how it was before. So yeah, if you want to slow down, it's basically the same thing, except you're going to right click again, click speed and duration, and you're going to make it less than what it was to begin with. So then it'll make your clip longer and it'll speed down a little bit there. I think that this like slow down, it's pretty good for effect, and so is speeding up. I use it a lot in DIY videos.